lot more edgy and defensive. I'm always suspicious of people, and I don't like, I keep various weapons around me, throughout my house and my vehicle, and just because, not that I don't really have violent tendencies, but I do, I'm very suspicious of people. I always think that, I hear about a shooting or something, I think that's going to be me, and I see somebody approaching me, but I don't know, and it makes me very nervous and edgy, just because I'm so used to having to still, because it's so recent, just be suspicious of everybody. And it has made me a lot angrier. I tend to snap pretty fast now. My temper's not nearly as patient, I guess, or as long as it used to be. And when I snap, it's bad. It's hard to. I feel myself losing control when I get really mad, but there's nothing you can really do about it. So I mean that's definitely a change that I felt, and just the trust in people around me is not there. I always feel vulnerable, but I don't think it's been terrible. I've adjusted fairly well back, but again, like I said, I don't see the changes so much in me because it's me and it happened over time for me. Whereas when I got back, I guess everybody else saw it more than I did, but it's their opinion.
Did you readjust to daily life when you returned home?
I have been adjusting. When I came back, I chose to separate from the Coast Guard while I was over there to pursue a career, either flight school or in a special operations unit, which I'm still working on. But it was particularly tough for me because when I separated, I flew from Afghanistan to Kuwait, and then from Kuwait I flew to Washington, D.C., and that was it. I never put a uniform back on. I was never part of a unit again. I don't have people around me who have been through the same experiences or who really understand. So that's made it difficult, just not going back to a unit for at least a little while. But I've been adjusting fairly well. I work on my Jeep a lot. I put a lot of time out there on that, and that's honestly been very, very helpful for me. I get really angry when I work on it. I can't get something to work or something, and I get really upset, but it helps me to kind of channel some of that frustration towards my Jeep, and I lose hours and hours and hours on it. Before you know it, the sun will be going down, and I've eaten all day, and I've lost the whole day just zoned out working on it. That's been my therapy. But I've slowly been adjusting. Like I said, it's been tough because it was such a drastic change from the military deployment and all this to nothing, completely out of the military, lost my structure, lost my, people who knew what was going on and stuff like that. So it was tough, and I'm still having a little bit of a tough time, but hoping to get back in soon, and that will make it a lot easier. But, it's something you do it. You don't really, you have to. If you don't do it, then you're going to end up in who knows where, but you do it.
How much did you care about what you were fighting for?
I love my country, and that's the whole reason I got in. I didn't get in. Originally, I got in to get away and all that, but pretty much immediately I just fell in love with the military and what we do and what we stand for. And while there may be things I might not agree with wholeheartedly and motivations I may be suspicious of, the bottom line is, the people that we're against they're terrible people and they want to do terrible things. And what we stand for and the values that our country holds, I don't really care if there's some stuff that's not right. I don't care. It's still going to do it because the overall, what we're out to do, I feel is right. And there's most guys feel the same way. They may, go on a mission and say, look, we were just out to, do something that really didn't matter. And there's times that it's like that, but when I was on a ship, we arrested, we'd spend months on end cutting holes in the ocean to to find a couple 1,000 pounds of coke, which in the end when this end of things, isn't that big of a deal, but you do it because it is for the bigger picture. When you really stop and think about it, it's what needs to be done. It's somebody's got to do it. We do, and I love it. I love what we fight for. I love what every service does. Whether it be any federal service, the DEA, the FBI, the military, the Coast Guard, the Marines, everyone. We all have our downfalls and the things that maybe aren't quite right, but in the end, it's all for the best in the big picture.
What's your biggest regret from the war?
My biggest regret, the thing that haunts